everybody. Are people ready for some brawlhalla this fine evening? I hope so. It looks like we've got Foda in the room, so we're gonna be probably losing to Foda. We're still on our quest with Bryn to get to level 17, so we're gonna be doing some of that. And also earlier today I was working on developing what I was gonna be talking about on stream tonight, and decided that it would be a good idea to start going through at least an overview of some of the gold to platinum guide concepts. I mean, one of the things that you could also say about what the gold to plat guide is really how to play as a platinum player. And it's a pretty rounded out list of concepts and things to go over. And my initial plan with this was to take each one of these concepts and make a singular video on each one of them, and I'll probably end up doing that. I just haven't had a lot of time lately. Things have been busy at work. It's been hard keeping the stream schedule. Weekends are tied up with casting current tournaments and all sorts of other stuff. So what I wanted to do was just kind of take some time on the stream to go through and talk about some of the stuff. Oh, look at that. We have the same idea. What's up, Bandit? Oh my god, Foda. Unfortunately, I'm playing Foda right now, and that, as we know, requires all sorts of concentration. Oh. Whew, hey, what's up, Unsilent Ninja? Thanks for the host, man. It's very awesome of you. Dropped from 12 to 5 real quick. This looks like Smash. It is the same rule set as Smash. It's just slightly different. It's got less complex mechanics, more happy goodness. Oh, wow, how did he get in on that? That was crazy sauce. Oh my god, I tried to dodge through it. Whew, I don't even know how I'm still alive. Oh man, that second stock life extension. Don't even know how that happened. Oh my god, photo with the predictions. Oh, sweet lands. Oh, that's stressful. Alright. So. Beyond the stress of playing Foda, which is always incredibly challenging and very, very, very heart-wracking. What I do want to talk tonight about. Yes, you can get keys here. There are giveaways. I don't know where any of my mods are tonight, but I have loads of keys. Everybody will get a key. You don't have to enter or raffle or anything. Holy shit. Oh crap, I missed it. Oh man. Whew. Okay. Son of a bitch. Whew. No! Oh, my whiffed inputs again. Whew, people want Hattori and Guns help. Well, Hattori and Guns helps are gonna happen. They are gonna happen, not on the stream though. Alright. Now that I don't have to fight Foda anymore, we can talk about some of the stuff. So, in case you guys are wondering, there's a big old laundry list of things that I have just shared in a Google document that you guys can check out. This has been my working document for how I do. You guys can advertise in here. If it's Brawlhalla related, I have no qualms about people talking about Brawlhalla stuff in here. I don't I don't mind. Don't feel threatened by that at all. So if it's so long as it's Brawlhalla related, don't be like, hey, go check out my YouTube channel where I play nothing but Call of Duty. You know, if that's not cool. But if it's Brawlhalla related, especially something like a tournament, that's totally awesome. Anyway, so what I wanted to talk about tonight was a lot of the things that I have on the Gold to Platinum list because of the fact, that I have a lot of topics, and a lot of them are so kind of malleable that there's no real way to talk about them. There's no good way to make a guide for some of these concepts. That's basically why I haven't gotten to work on the Plat to Gold guide, simply because of the fact that they're all so conceptual. It's really hard to just capture footage the way that I could for the Gold to Plat guides. Or not the Gold to Plat guides, but like, you know, bronze to silver, silver to gold. So instead what I want to do is just start talking about some of these concepts. So the first one, and this is like pretty good for a lot of fighting games, but more so in Brawlhalla because the devs work so hard to keep everything balanced. But the first thing that I've got in the Gold to Plat guide is to stop worrying so much about tier lists. Like, at this point, you've probably picked out your favorite character. You've, you know, been playing them for a while, I would hope, if, you know, you're in gold trying to get to Plat. And you're gonna see people like me and like Tybo and whoever else in the community making tier lists. And I'll tell you what, as someone who's been making tier lists for the game for a while, is that all tier lists are wrong. There's no such thing as a purely accurate tier list. It just doesn't happen. You cannot make a perfect tier list. Tier lists are just a guideline. Like, you're not actually gonna, you know, pick a top tier character and suddenly rank up 5 ranks, you know, without becoming a better player. It might be a little bit easier, but the reason people like tier lists is exactly because of what Magma Bob mentioned. They like to have something to blame their losses on. They like to go, oh, you know, I lost that match because he was on, you know, Lucian and I was on Hattori, and Lucian's top tier right now. That's why I lost. Well, until you get to Diamond, that's not why you lost. You lost because you're bad, not because you had a bad character. I hate to break it to you, but that's how Brawlhalla is. Yeah, there are some characters that are easier to use, and there are some characters who are currently, you know, the flavor of the month. Like, Vrax is a good example of a character who's the flavor of the month right now. But there isn't a single Vrax player out there right now that would beat Foda, who has done nothing but play the same character since he started. And as we saw during the ass-kicking that I got from Foda, is that playing the same character is going to make you good, even if they fall out of favor. The stuff that Foda can do on Nai, even after Nai has gotten nerfed multiple times, Foda is still a complete god with that character. Is Queen Nai at the top of the tier list now? Probably not. Is Foda still one of the best players in Brawlhalla? Yes. So, don't worry about tier lists so much. You want to worry more about picking a character and sticking with them. That's the more important thing. In fighting games, it's always good to go with who you want to, like, who you visually like. Like, for me, I've really gotten attached to Brynn over the last few weeks since she's been released. Like, for whatever reason, Brynn is really fun for me. Part of that is because I feel like Axe is a really good, Part of that is because I feel like Axe is a really good response to guns, and I don't like playing against guns. I miss the fact that she doesn't have a sword, but she's got a great spear signature, and I've really started to push the boundaries of what's possible with spear. And it's been really fun. Like, I really enjoy playing Brynn. She's a hell of a fun character. And because of that, I've gotten a lot better on Brynn than even than Hattori, just because I've been recently practiced with her. Even though I've clocked more hours on Hattori. And picking a main and sticking with them really comes into play at these later levels of the game, and it's something that will help you out if you are in gold right now. You're trying to figure out how to get to plat. Like, picking a character and sticking with them is going to help a lot. There are so many subtleties, and exactly like what Foda's saying in chat right now, so many subtleties to the feel of your character and what their limitations are, and you really need to get intimate with those. So don't worry about the tier lists. Worry about getting comfortable on whoever your favorite character is. So, yeah. And, you know, Brawlhalla is constantly being balanced, that if you're somebody who plays to the tier list, what's going to happen is you're going to be switching characters all the time because the game's constantly being tweaked for balance. So as you continue to switch characters, you're going to, you know, eventually you might have a general mastery of the game. Wow, my game kind of freaked out there for a second. But what I've come to discover from having been in Diamond since there was such a thing as Diamond, the sad fact of the matter is that there's much more of an advantage to sticking to the same character all the time than being a generalist. And this has come and proven itself multiple times to me in the past. So don't play to the tier list. Like, you know, use them as a reference guide to understand, you know, if you're going to be in a less beneficial matchup, you know, like if you're going up against somebody who's inherently got better tools than you. But don't use it as a decision-making guide for what character to play, because you're just going to end up disappointed if that happens. Alright, so that's the first piece of advice. You know, pick your favorite character. Right now, for me, that's Brynn. It used to be a Tori. For a while, it was Roland. But play who you think is freaking awesome. You know, that's what you need to do. Alright, next up on the list. This is an amazing sequence we've got going up here. Next up on the list. Oh, I thought I dodged it. Next up on the list is know when you have an advantage. This one's a little bit more analog. It's a little bit fuzzier. GG, by the way, Pab. Let's change colors. We're gonna go to Pink Brynn, because she's swaggy. And we're gonna go with the axe, because that's also swaggy. Know when you have an advantage. So there's a bunch of situations in Brawlhalla in which, whether your opponent is aware of it or not, you have an advantage. A really basic example is when you're holding a mine. When you pick up a mine, or a bomb for that matter, what happens is that your opponent suddenly has to stop what they're doing and think about the fact that you're holding a mine. They can no longer just run their game plan, because at any point in time they can get exploded. So as soon as you pick up a mine, they suddenly need to change everything that they're doing, because they need to respect the fact that if they don't, they're going to get blown up. Oh, I really wanted to sidekick him into the mine because it's so swaggy and we're talking about mines. So, same kind of thing like when somebody has a crocky ball, since Koala Crocky is in here. You know, if they're over here and they're hanging onto the ball and they're charging it and they're spiking it and stuff. Wow, you can get hit out of that with Side Spear. That's cool. That is just one example. But there are other situations in which you have an advantage where your opponent has to do something different because of the situation that you're in. An example in the current meta is when the other guy does not have a weapon, right? Because he has much fewer approach options. You know, unarmed is good. It's good for a few things, but as you can see, like, because I have a weapon, I have more options. And if I can keep Pab away from the weapon, he's going to continue to have only his unarmed options available to him, and I can just keep pressuring him over and over and over and over again. Especially if I'm good at dealing with unarmed. Another example of when you have an advantage is in an edgeguard situation, right? So when someone is on the edge, especially when they are weaponless, again, they have fewer options, and you have an advantage. So figuring out when to press your advantages, when to hold on to those bombs so you can get an angled mine throw, like learning to recognize when you're in an advantageous situation is pretty important. So you can see right there, like, just how much effort Pab prioritized on getting a weapon You know, he went through, he uppercutted me, he, you know, did all this stuff just so that he could go get a weapon, because weapons are really, really important in the current meta. Yeah, Unarmed's good, but weapons are much, much better. When you have an advantage, you know that your opponent is going to have to act in a way that respects the advantage that you have. And if you can start recognizing those situations, you will start doing a lot better. For example, the only time when Foda is not strong is when he is weaponless. Because he's on Queen Nai and he's on a slow character, I can pressure Foda in ways and get in more damage easier when he's unarmed than when I'm trying to deal with his impenetrable wall of Qatar shenanigans. So every time that I manage to knock out Foda's weapon or he's weaponless, I do my best possible work in the world to try and pressure him and gain map control. Because if I don't press that advantage, I'm going to lose to Foda. Now, even if I do press that advantage, I'm probably still going to lose to Foda, but you get what I'm saying. You got to recognize those situations. Like right now, like II King is getting pressured to hell because I'm talking about it and because I'm still salty about losing to Foda, I guess. Ooh, no follow-up. But there's also other situations where you have an advantage that's entirely based on the person that you're playing against. An example are people like Zaloxery is a good example right now. Zaloxery plays Roland. He has an incredibly scary Roland. His Roland is probably one of the best in the game next to mine and Amber, right? But one of the only weak points that Zaloxery has is that he is not very good on Lance. His Lance play is decidedly weaker than his sword play. So I know that when I'm playing Zaloxery, if he's on Lance, that I can pressure him and I can take advantage of the fact that he's not as comfortable and competent on the Lance as he is on the sword. When he's on the sword, I have to respect him more. And I feel like he has the advantage when he plays sword. But when he's on Lance, I realize that I have an advantage because it's his weaker weapon. Now, when you're on the ladder, you're not going to be running into scenarios like that where you know immediately from prior experience whether or not that person is good on a particular weapon. But if you could recognize their habits in the first stock, you can use that advantage to take on the rest of the match. An example of this is somebody who plays a character, and every time they get, say they play Lucian, and every time they get Qatars, they throw it away for guns. They keep throwing away the weapon until they get the one weapon of the two sets that they want. If this is happening, and you see them do this, like, for instance, II King just then tossed away his Qatars in favor of Spear. Chances are he's a little bit more comfortable on Spear than he is on Qatars. So, what we know now is that II King prefers Spear. And we can take this information into our next matchup and understand it a little bit better and try to exploit it. He also plays Spear pretty damn well, now that I'm talking about it. So anyway, those are the kind of things that I mean by looking for when you have an advantage. Sometimes they're obvious, like when you've picked up a mine. Other times it's related to the person that you're playing. Oh, I'm going to be so hyped if we get Brenda 20 tonight. The advantages thing is also something to think about for yourself in other scenarios, i.e., when does your opponent have an advantage against you, right? Where are you weak? And Zaloxery, I love you, man, and I'm going to keep using you as an example. Zaloxery is a really good example of an obvious weakness. On Tilt was the same way for a long time. He played Lucian, and he used to just be terrible at guns, but he picked it up over time. And now he's a much better player because he actually took the time to learn both movesets. you know, which is pretty crucial. Hey, Captain Mildew, thanks for the follow, man. So if you know that you have a weakness, work on that. Not being comfortable on one of your legends, oh, I'm dead. On one of your legends, like, main weapons is a pretty, like, obvious weakness. It's something that's easily fixable, even. So. Yeah. It's just stuff to think about. We've got loads more topics if you guys are looking at the document. Let's see. Where are we at the document? All right. So the next thing is to learn your matchups. So learning your matchups is interesting. At the gold level, you should probably only really be concerned about you should probably only be concerned about learning, like, the basics, like signatures, move speed, you know, that kind of stuff. But it's important at least to know, like, what the distance and ranges are of all the signature moves for each character. So, you know, you want to be able to hop in, you want to be able to know when you're playing Nai, alright, Nai players like to do this. They like to toss out their signatures because they got great reach. They like to do other stuff because, you know, their Qatar signatures are really difficult to punish. And you should at least be able to figure out, like, what the general habits and play styles are of whoever it is that you're fighting against, based on their character. Like, for instance, there are only a few real ways to play Nai. You know, most Nai players are going to play a particular way, especially at the gold to plat levels, where there's not as much playstyle around. If that makes sense. Like, people haven't optimized to the point where they're FOTA, you know? So most Nais are going to play the same way every time. Similar to, like, how Hattori's and Vrax's and, you know, maybe to a lesser degree, but Roland and, you know, characters whose game plan is very core to their signatures, they're all going to play somewhat similarly. So, you want to at least know the basics of the matchup. Oh, God. Hold on a second so I can win really quick. Must pay attention. He really wants this, however, and it's going to be bad if I get hit by a signature. I'm dead. Alright, so going on to game number 3. So, like, Nash is another really good example of a character who you really have to figure out how to deal with his signatures because of what long range they've got, which is pretty crazy. I know what we have to do. We just have to switch to our swaggy weapons. Psychofan says, I think also knowing how to play against each specific legend helps. I faced a Scarlet today, and since in my experience if she's underplayed, I was caught off guard. And I main Scarlet, so I know how she plays. It's just reacting to someone else that threw me off. How do you feel about specific legend versus legend scenarios? Ask Qualicrocky, i.e. a certain legend's special out-prioritizes another. So there is some of that. I feel that some legends, their gameplay is a lot more, some legends' gameplay are a lot more signature-centric than others. Nash being a really good example, right? Even Vrax to a degree. Vrax and Nash are both examples of characters who have really, really heavy emphasis on their signatures. But, you know, to the point of everyone, there are some scenarios. I tried to grab it. Where, like, for instance, like Queen Nai, like her forward spear beats out any kind of signature that has forward momentum, right? So you cannot walk into Nai's forward spear. You can't. If it's out, it's going to beat you, and that's why Queen Nai's toss it out all the time. And it can't be punished by traditional means. I don't know why I'm forward signaturing with Bryn so much, because that's really bad. See? It's really bad. I'm gonna stop using that move now. Anyhow. There are some situations like that. Hattori's a really good example. Hattori's signatures lose to everything. You know, if you're attacking, if you're attacking and Hattori tries to signature you, you're gonna lose. To anything. It could be like a standing neutral, it could be whatever, you know? Ada's upsig with guns is a good counter to Nai's side serious. See, and that's, you know, like, that really specific kind of information, Kolokraki, is a good example of, like, what happens when you have played on a character for ages. You know, like, when you've figured out, like, some of the interesting and unusual things. I thought I could dodge on reaction. So yeah, learning matchups is important. I find that interesting, I say, as I have fought 3 Nais in a row tonight. What? Ow. Oh, and I'm dead. Alright, well, next time I'll pay more attention instead of rambling to all of you guys. Your friend just messaged you on the Twitch. This is Brawlhalla, man. Alright, let's see. Halfway to 17 after 3 sets. That's good stuff. Alright. So, moving on with the Gold to Plat discussions. Dude, this game is really fun. If you want to try it out, Magma Bob, the glorious mod, is fighting me now. So let me give you a key. Where are my keys? Boom, boom, boom. Alright, let's see. Will there be 2v2? Of course it will be 2v2, just not on my stream. No one wants to team up with me for 2v2 FOTA, so I have no reason to 2v2 on my stream. I asked Potts. He said he already had a friend. Nobody wants to be on my 2v2 team, so unless I have a reason to practice, it's just not gonna happen. Now, let's see. Where is... Here's the chat. Here you go, Cannon. Please let me know if you got that whisper. Alright. So... what happened to T1? Tivorus said that he would feel guilty about destroying players in a tournament. So, Tivorus,
3, 2, 1.
Awesome, Cannon. Glad you got the key. As much as Tivorus says that he wants to play with me, and we probably will again for fun, he said he would feel bad about the tournament thing. So, I am currently teammate-less for this, which is bad. Woo! Alright. I had something. There was something else on the list. Woo! Yeah, there we go. What was next on the list? Something was next on the list. I can't concentrate because it's Magma Bob. Oh, my land. Yeep. 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 I'm dead. Alright, next on the list, gold to plat, learning your combos. Alright, so, there's actually a two-sided part of this, and playing against II King was actually a really good reminder of this. Woo! The Magma Bob combo's coming out in full force right about now. Alright, so, learn your true combos. Every weapon except for Axe and... actually, Katars has a true combo now. Every weapon except Axe and Katars all have true combos. It would behoove you to learn them. They're useful, they're good for building damage, they're good... Oh, that was unexpected. Oh my god, Magma Bob! And I'm dead. So, every legend has true combos. You should take the time to learn them. They need to be part of your kit. If you're in gold, and you're not yet doing the true combo goodness, you should really be doing that. Am I just gonna get dive kicked all day? Man. Typo and Comp Gamers. GG Magma Bob. GG. Alright. So, learn your combos. There are also pseudo combos. There are quite a few pseudo combos. If you want to learn the combos, Maximus Maxi has taken the time to make a huge and incredibly useful list. Brawlhalla 1.15 combos. So, if you guys want to learn your combos, go look at this list. Go and check them out. Learn them all. Upvote the post. I can say that because I didn't make it. Don't sue me, Reddit. Oh, that turn in neutral. I could have frickin' done the thing. There we go. Alright, so. Learn your true combos, that's all I can say. It doesn't take long. Learning combos in Brawlhalla is not frickin' hard. It takes like 5 minutes in the training room, if that. Like, combos in this game are one of the easiest things in fighting games everywhere. With the... Yeah, there are no exceptions. Combos in this game are wicked easy. Oh, wrong option. Woo! Alright. Learn your combos. That one's not hard. Go look at that list. Alright, let's talk about Unarmed. As much as I try to emphasize to you guys, people don't want to learn Unarmed. I don't know why. Let's look at Unarmed really quick. Unarmed is faster than it ever used to be. It's got more freaking power than it ever used to have. It's got all sorts of fun. Now, yeah, it's weaker than it used to be, but it's still really good. You just have to know when to use it and when not to use it. Oh, I'm dead. I'm gonna be dead. But yeah, Unarmed is fun, and it's great, and it's fun, and it's great. So, Unarmed has a lot of priority. There's a few things that do beat it. You know, every weapon has a good Unarmed answer. Oh, wrong selecting the moves all day. Alright, but Unarmed is good. It's got less damage than it used to. It has more priority than it used to. It comes out faster than it used to, but it doesn't rack damage as quickly. So, Unarmed is basically, you don't want to be stuck being unarmed against a weapon, but when you're in an unarmed v unarmed situation, you want to know how to use it. You want to know how to do weapon tossing to set up unarmed combos. You want to know how to do interrupts. You want to know when your dive kick is going to beat something and when it isn't. A lot of it is being like really up close on your opponent. Standing neutral and air neutral catches out a lot of things. Slide kick still true combos into all sorts of delightful stuff, and there's all sorts of chains. You know, side kick comes out really, really fast now. Whoa! Unarmed, man. Oh, I'm dead. Hey, thanks for the follow. See, notice how that beat the spear? Hey, thanks for the follow. I love that sound. And you gotta know how to do that, because unarmed ground pounds are one of the best ever. Oh my goodness, Magma Bob with the tosses. I want to lose my advantage. Notice how Magma Bob was able to just like come in at me on the dive kick because his spacing was that good. Woohoo! Alright. Uppercuts, ground pounds, and breakdancing. There's a whole lot of like really sneaky individual tech for each one of the moves, but I'm not going to go over them in detail here because those kind of deserve their own video. There have been multiple unarmed combo videos made. You can see unarmed in action against pretty much every top player. It's something you want to incorporate. And that goes on to the next thing really quick. One of the things to do as any player in Brawlhalla, and I try to do this on a regular basis because there's always something new that even I need to learn, even though I've been playing this game for months and months and months now. One of the things you want to do is you want to constantly identify your gaps. You know, you want to constantly be in a place where you're figuring out where you can improve. You know, like what is it that you can be doing as a player to improve? If you can figure that out and just work on one thing, then you can actually have a targeted method for constantly improving your game. Because that's basically what I try to do. Like, I think it was a week or two ago, I was like, you know what? I am really bad. Wow, how did he uppercut through that axe? I'm very curious about that. Somebody call the devs! If you're looking at your play, and you go, alright guys, this guy totally beat me because he outspaced me, right? Totally outspaced me, man. And you can look at that and go, well, clearly I need to work on my spacing. One of the things that I do is, like, whenever somebody is doing something that really bugs me, I look at that as my thing to learn how to improve, right? And I either try to incorporate whatever it was that they were doing, and just steal it, you know, just straight up steal, right? Because straight up stealing is always effective. Or what you can do, I see you guys making fun of me now in the chat. That is a very common unarmed setup, by the way. Hit somebody, wait for them to dodge into you, and then uppercut for a knockout. That was very nice, El Doco Loco. Yeah, see, you just learned that tricksy setup from me right there. That was my setup. Anyway, what are we talking about? What are we talking about right now? Oh yeah, recognizing your gaps. So it was a couple weeks ago for me. I was like, oh man, you know, there's all these people. They're just up dodging all the time. And these up dodges are totally messing with me. And I hate these up dodges. And then I was like, why do I hate them? I hate them because I never up dodge. Alright, well maybe I need to learn how to do these crazy directional diagonal dodges that I see so many people doing all the time. You know? Like, maybe that is a game weakness. Maybe that's something where I need to work on that. So what did I do? I was like, alright, for the next week I am just gonna constantly be reminding myself in my head, work on your diagonal dodges, work on your diagonal dodges, diagonal dodge away, diagonal dodge forward, diagonal dodge, you know, into the ground, away from the ground, whatever. And over the course of a week, I worked on diagonal dodging, and everything was awesome. And it's the same way, like, I've told people to do that. I'm like, you don't know how to toss weapons. Like, your weapon tossing is terrible. Like, work on your weapon tossing. And then they go and they work on their weapon tossing, and then they get better. You know, it's all that kind of stuff. Oh, he jumped. Sit down, El Loco. Too floaty for me. Really? Anyway, so yeah, look for your stuff, you know? What's up on tilt? Figure out what you're bad at and then fix it. Alright, what are we talking about next? Next, we're talking about reading. Alright, so reading is not hard, it's not academic. It's not like I'm testing you on this stuff. But what I mean by reading, and what everybody means by reading in fighting games, is when you basically are going to do something that would normally be risky, except in the situation in which you're doing it, it's not, because you are perfectly predicting how an opponent is going to respond in that situation. Right? You are predicting whether or not they're going to dodge, whether they're going to signature, whether they're going to side air or dodge towards you, or do, you know, that kind of ground pound. I love how spear neutral or spear side isn't punishable by itself. Like, if somebody spear sides, you can't punish it with a spear side. It's interesting. Anyhow. Wow, that was the longest slide kick I've ever seen. Alright, so reading is basically doing something because you're expecting someone to do something else specific. As Euler Hope Punk says, reading is fundamental. The most common type of reading in this game is predicting when somebody is going to do a dodge. There's a few other ones, like when people are going to signature, or when are people going to do a dive kick, and all that kind of stuff. Reading in Brawlhalla is kind of interesting because Brawlhalla, you basically have to be 3 steps ahead compared to other fighting games because, well, 1, the netcode, 2, just how fast it is, and the general way that the game is designed. It's something that doesn't need to be part of your kit. You could get by without it. You know, if you have a very optimized style of play, you can get by without hard reads. However, if you can incorporate them, it's going to serve you well. So the easiest and most simple thing to do is to start incorporating moves for when you think the opponent is going to dodge. Now, oh, I got hit by that because I moved forward too much. Now, in Brawlhalla, there is also this thing where you don't necessarily have to get a hard read to do something that will punish an action that you expect. Or that action you hope they will take. Because in some scenarios, there is a optimized choice where you're still safe if they do the wrong thing. I don't know if the game's always going to stay this way, but that's kind of how it is right now. But let's not go into that. That topic's a lot more detailed and weird. Basically what you want to do is you want to adjust your basic rhythm of flow so that if you think somebody is going to dodge, instead of attacking right away like you normally would, you adjust your action to punish that dodge. That's basically it. And the best way to get at reading is to just watch your opponent and see what they do in what situation. A really common example is like right now after playing El Loco Doco for a couple of rounds, he likes to spear signature when he's on Orion. The only signature I've seen him do on Orion with the Lance is the Lance neutral. He doesn't really use the other ones that much, or at least not that effectively. He loves dive kicking. He loves Unarmed. And he loves killing with signatures. And this is another important thing. Like, if El Doco Loco plays a very signature-heavy game, because of that, if I was playing and not being completely distracted, because of that, I can adjust what I'm doing for the situations in which he is going to signature. It's that kind of stuff. See, look, there was the neutral. He hasn't down signatured on Lance at once, which is interesting stuff. I've also discovered he likes to get Lance knockouts by doing... Let's see, what else does he like to do? He likes to get Lance knockouts with recovery. He likes to use the neutral while he's on the edge. He likes to ground pound unarmed frequently, which means that if I have a weapon, I can prevent that. He loves uppercuts. He likes slide kicking for punishes when he's unarmed. And a bunch of other things. And so if you start making these observations when you're playing people, and this is, you know, important when you're in gold, because chances are, or any rank really, because chances are you're going to be meeting the same people on the ladder over and over and over again. Watching how your opponent plays is going to help you heavily in the reading department. Because at that point, you're not just making like a wild guess, being like, oh, in this situation, I think he's going to read. Or not that he's going to read. In this situation, I think he's going to dodge. But you know, like in this situation, this player likes to do this frequently. And so it's no longer a, you know, 20 or 30% guess. It's a 60 or 70% guess. That kind of stuff. It's an interesting setup. Ooh, forward sig. He's gonna try to recover me, or he's gonna try to signature, I guess. Oh, I should have expected that. Alright. So reading is good. Typically reading in this game, if you're reading a dodge, you want to be able to punish with a signature like I did just there at the end. And there are some very specific situations in which people will almost always dodge. And if you're ready to punish those because you're expecting it, you're going to do well, which is what reading is all about. Alright. Next up, we got defensive options. Alright, so up until now in your experience with Brawlhalla, chances are you've been doing just dodge. Is it still a good idea to stomp a lot after the stomp nerf? No, Zephyrium, it is not. Stomp is now very, very, very situational. It is no longer the be-all, end-all tool that it used to be. Oh, come on now. Hammers. From reading right before Moose gets in. That's because Moose does not read. Moose does not read. What Moose does, I will quickly explain to you Moose's playstyle. This will be useful to all of you if you lose to Moose. What Moose does is instead of reading, he signatures in situations where he's punishing you if you dodge towards him, and he is safe if you dodge away from him. And Moose got to Diamond using this one simple trick. Or at least he got to Plat. I think he got better by the time he got to Diamond. But that's what Moose did. Yeah. And you will be able to see this throughout the course of this game. I typically don't lose to Moose because my playstyle either falls into his playstyle and I lose dramatically, or okay. Or what happens is he wins because I'm bad. One of those two things always occurs. And yeah, to Untilt's point, he doesn't read, he fishes. And the other thing about Moose is that he has that thing that I was talking about before, where he has the play gaps, because he doesn't use all of the tools available to him. And this is something I talked back in like the Silver to Plat guide, or not Silver to Plat, in the Silver to Gold guide, where it was like, you know what, like, you have all these moves, you should use all of them. So Moose likes to get people into 3 different situations. And then if he gets you into that situation, he knows exactly what to do. If he can't get you into that situation, things don't go so well. Oh, I blew myself up. GG Moose. Alright. So. Alright, so what I mean by that is. And this is like different styles of play as well. Because you can play like Moose. You totally can. It's perfectly viable. It's not going to make you like the best player in the world, but it's perfectly viable. You can get really, really high with it right now. Because the thing is that people in fighting games make mistakes. And the way that Moose plays is that he waits patiently for his player to make mistakes that he can capitalize on in a very safe manner. Without being as annoying as saying, like, I don't know, being in like gun side airs or something. Alright, so there's a good example. Moose repositions himself. We're expecting a dive kick. He tosses out his neutral because he knows in that situation when I'm trying to recovery that he cannot be punished for any of his signatures. He just straight can't. Can't be punished for him. It's the same thing that a lot of Rax players are doing right now. It's just different. And so Moose's style, actually, as much as it looks like he's being aggressive, it's really quite defensive. And it's very difficult to deal with. But anyway, we need to be talking about defensive options in Brawlhalla. So up until now, if you're a gold player, see, good example right there. Punishing my mistake that he wasn't reading, he was just hoping for it. Alright, so defensive options. Defensive options in Brawlhalla are a lot more than just dodging left and right. So there's a couple other ones that you need to know. One of the other ones typically used by top level players is to just jump. Jumping makes you safe against pretty much every signature in the game right now. And jumping is very, very good. It's actually more effective to jump over certain things than it is to dodge through them. Oh, dodge buttons. So you can always jump out of stuff. There is always also an option to attack. A lot of times, attacking in Brawlhalla is the actual best choice for what to do at that given time. So like right there, for example, like Moose was dodging into... He was dodging into my attack. And had he not jumped immediately afterwards, his forward momentum would have carried him into my neutral punch. So you can use jump in a bunch of situations to cancel your movement and get to safety. Don't disregard the jump. If you are on Katars, what made Sentinel's neutral heavy so good on the Katars? The Shoryuken? Well, that got nerfed last patch, so it's not as godlike as it used to be. But Sentinel's Shoryuken punch, for lack of a better term, his uppercut static punch, he basically, and Pots and Pans, I will have you on the stream totally later. It's Moose. Moose, are you there? Moose. Hello? Oh, there we go. Alright, so. Oh, I think he's got the dodge bug. Is it still good? Yes, it is. And part of the reason why Sentinel's neutral is really good is because of the fact that, because of the fact that it has a really wide area hitbox without being punishable from above. So basically, like, if somebody's above you and you toss it out, they have to respect it. They cannot contest it directly, and it's very difficult for them to dodge through. All they can do is run away from you, which means that you can safely toss it out if somebody is in the air. So it's still really, really, really good. And that's the thing, like, most signatures are safe if used correctly. That's kind of the way that the game has steered off towards, is like, if used correctly, signatures are very safe. See, like that, for example, like, I dodged immediately. Wow, I actually got a punish? Alright, so. Sword ground pound beats it most times, by the way. Well, maybe. I don't know. It's been retooled. I don't know all of the new information. One of the other cool things that a lot of people don't know about, or that a lot of people don't think about, is how you can use recovery moves or dive kicks. Oh my god, Moose. You can use recovery moves or dive kicks to reposition yourself to avoid things, right? So what you can do, actually, like if somebody's tossing a bomb to you and for some reason you've like used up all of your jumps, you've used up all of your jumps, and you've used up all of your dodges and other things. What you can actually do is you can you can uppercut to move out of the way. Oh, that was nice. Whoa, I'm also dead. Oh! Yeah, that was fun. Whew. Gotta focus. Oh, Cannon, let me get you another one, man. Sorry, dude. I think I might have given some out earlier in the week where it might have been double use. Here, try this one, and you should be good to go. GG, Moose. Sorry about talking so much crap about you on stream, but I'm analyzing stuff. You know I love you, Moose. You know I do. Let's see. All right, let's talk about map control. Map control is really fun. And if you're one of those characters, one of those people who likes to play a fast legend, besides Flex doesn't main Lucian, he mains guns. Let's talk about map control. Map control is actually incredibly crucial to Hattori play.
3, 2,
If you play Hattori, you need to learn map control. Map control is important. It's high in fiber and octane. If you properly employ map control, you will win more games as faster characters. As it is, one of the only advantages that you have. So, what is map control? In Brawlhalla, you don't have a moveset unless you have a weapon. Everybody has a shared moveset with Unarmed and shared weapon sets and specific signatures. So if you are weaponless, for example, you have fewer options simply because you're playing unarmed, and you know, people are more likely to be able to predict what you're about to do. Exhibiting map control is how you prevent people from getting those weapons they so sorely want. And the nice thing about map control in Gold, compared to later on, is that a lot of people only know how to use that one weapon of theirs. You don't, because you were listening earlier and you decided that you were gonna, you know, do what you were supposed to and actually learn both your weapons like we talked about. But if you if the person that you're playing against is not, you should exhibit map control. Because if you are on a faster character like Bryn, for example, or Hattori, you can zip around the map a lot more, a lot better than other people. Zephyribrium, that's a brilliant idea, and I will we'll get to that. Not tonight, but I will totally make a new hammer video, like the ones that I've been putting out lately. You can also exhibit a lot more pressure, but that's a different topic. So anyway, map control is just this. It's just taking the items and, you know, getting rid of them, tossing them in people's faces, sticking close to your opponent so that if he tries to go for an item, you can punish him for it. And that's really what it is. It's because you know that chances are he's going to be going for some item that you can stick to him like this and punish him for going close to everything. It also helps quite a bit in the mental damage department, which is somewhat important. And when you're playing against the slower, tankier characters, when you have them juggled, like we did just there, GG Sam Lee, when you have them juggled, you can stick to them more aggressively, which means that you can exhibit better map control. We're gonna go, oh, look at that, Bryn looks hot. Bryn's looking good, man. We got the pink, 2 more to go before we get that red. It's gonna be nice. So yeah. Definitely do map control. There's nothing dishonorable about it. You're not being mean. Map control and controlling the map and pressuring people when they go to pick up items is just a clutch core part of the game. So, you know, don't feel bad about it. You're not being mean. You're just playing the game, man. So yes, map control at its finest. It's good stuff. Alright, what else do we have in these topics? Baiting and punishing. Alright, so this one I can't really demonstrate on Roland. Or against Roland. I can demonstrate it on Roland. Wow, we charged that for a year and a half. Baiting and punishing. Basically, whoa, I got stuck. Okay. Basically what I mean by that is, it's kind of like the opposite of reading. You want to put yourself in situations where if somebody, where you basically force people to respond to something that you're doing that's safe with something that they're doing that's not. The way Moose plays is a really good example of this, when he does it effectively. But, for instance, it's kind of like one of those things where you're forcing people to do something. So, if I run directly at someone, chances are they're going to react in some way. If I just... Alright, so if I'm over here and Sam's over there, chances are he's going to react somehow, like he just did with his signature. That I can then punish, because I can react to his signature faster than it will come out. So if I just run straight at him, he tries to hit me with a signature, and then I can get a punish off. That's a pretty decent example. Now, that's not going to work on everybody, but against the people that it does work on, it's going to help quite a bit. Hey, what's up, Spartan Spearman? How's it going, man? Raid Chief Scarlet. Do people want to hear, like, do you guys want me to do character guides on stream, or should I just keep going down the option? Using map objectives to bait, using other things to bait. GG, Sam Lee, thanks for the games. What the hell is a straw poll? Who to main? Okay. Proper move selection. Go easy on me, Raiden Senpai. Platana, you know I don't go easy on nobody. Come in here, you always get the full treatment. Digging this song. Alright. Hey. Okay. Oh, here's one other thing that I should talk about. Brawlhalla, as much as I argued for it in the past, Brawlhalla doesn't really have punishable heavy moves. Like, every move, I think, is equally punishable in this game. Like, yeah, don't main Hattori. Hattori is just overplayed. It's disgusting. But not all things are equally punishable in this game. It's not like Street Fighter, where it's like, oh, you know, if I toss out a fireball, I can punish it with the jump in, you know, or correct spacing. Like, certain things in this game, they're just not very punishable. So, with that being said, one of the things that you do need to do is learn, like, when to use your character's signatures. Some characters are more, I wouldn't say signature reliant, but have better signatures in their kit than others. Thatch is a really good example of this. Like, there's absolutely no reason to ever do, like, standing neutral on Thatch when you can do his signature instead. Not that signature, it's the one that's faster and is, like, completely unpunishable 88% of the time. That one. Yeah, that one. Nash is another really good example. Tybo has all sorts of answers to that question, Zephyrium. We've all got all sorts of ideas. Woo, I'm dead. Awkward boner one. Help him out just a little bit. Meep. There we go. Does anyone know if they will end up adding bots to custom games? I think you can do that already. Maybe. Yeah, you can do that already. You can just do this. Make bot. Yeah, that's the thing. GG Potana. You press the start the players button, the one up here in the top right. Oh man, we really need to make a quality of life suggestion that says, can you please have it so people join the lobby and not the players when they come in? Pian, you need to go. You need to go. There we go. He made it to where he's supposed to be. Alright. Not your fault, Pian. He'll change that eventually, probably. Man, talking is really hard. Ugh. Hip, 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 hip. Whoa, what direction am I even facing right now? No, people just want Nightbot to be on or something? I don't really know how this works. Hey! Yeah, Katars do heavily rely on pseudo combos. But then a lot of weapons really do now at like higher levels. Like there was a guy that I was playing last night who was in Platinum, and he was just like, why are your attacks so much faster than mine? I was like, well, it's because I know which ones string together and which ones don't. For the most part. And I know how to be constantly attacking while moving. And I know where all the little pauses are, except against Hammer, where you cannot get in because of lack of pauses. No! Hammer neutral. FML. Oh, I hate it when it goes through things. So what else do you guys want me to talk about tonight? Guys, Tybo is really frickin' sweet. He's a nice dude, he works out, he's got a nice smile, he likes long walks on the beach. Like, if there is ever a guy that you want to take out sometime, it's Tybo. Am I being nice enough yet? Let's see, he likes, you know, he likes soft fiction. None of that hard fiction stuff. He likes the, you know, only semi-real things. You know, he's a big fan of hammers. He plays League of Legends, so you know if that's like a selling point for you. There's also that. I hear he makes a good lane partner. The Brawlhalla skill. Tybo's really good at dodging into you. He's almost better at it than I am, which is kind of sweet. GG. So if you guys like dodge, baiting, and punishing, play Tybo, because he's fantastic for that. Perhaps also unknowing when not to reach for a pseudo combo. There's very rare situations in which a pseudo combo is the wrong idea, because for people to escape a pseudo combo, they have to dodge. And that's one of the reasons why I currently don't enjoy dodges right now. Or pseudo combos, rather, because I feel like if your only choice with pseudo combos is to dodge out, then what's the point? Someone mod my order, because I'm not sure. Oh god, it's Tybo. Does that mean we have to get in TeamSpeak? It was Tybo. That makes sense. Let's get on TeamSpeak. You gonna get on TeamSpeak, Tybo, so we can laugh it up? You know that's how we do. I'll see you on here, Optimal. But then the axe ruined your day. How do you avoid a Lance downlight? You just do your thing. You walk away from it slowly. Wait, when did Sam Lee get in here? What happened to Tybo? I'm so confused. Sam Lee, you played already. Where's Tybo? Don't try to do the bait and switch on me when I'm barely paying attention. My god. Here we go. I don't know what's going on.
Alright, Raiden. I'll play one game with you.
Yay! Tybo! Wait, who are you gonna play?
I don't know, you pick.
I get to pick who you play as?
Yeah, and I'll pick who you play.
Okay.
Alright.
You can play Bodvar.
Alright. You can play... I want to see the thatch.
The Thatch? Okay.
Yeah.
Bum, bum, ba-dum, 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 bum. I have so many gun skins. Why are there so many more gun skins than everything else?
Yeah, I have quite a bit too.
Hey, Absent LOL is hosting me for 6 viewers. Welcome, Absent LOL's remaining 6 people. Thank you for swinging by. Hosting hype? That's like 2 people. Woo! Ha! First hit is mine, son.
Oh god. Wow.
Wop, wop, wop. Bum, 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 ba-da-dum. Oh, shit. Yeah,
Hey, please dodge.
I got 8 force.
Actually 7.
I've got loads of force, but it doesn't matter.
No defense.
Oh, you bastard.
Please input correctly.
What? I'm too old for correct inputs. What are you talking about?
Not bad.
Can't do correct inputs. I'm gonna sit right here on this bomb.
No. I like how you said all the good players in this game usually use some kind of unarmed. I never, ever unarmed.
Well, that's because you're bad.
Ah.
I said all the good players. I never said anything about you, Tybo.
That's true. Oh my god.
What? It's Thatch,
Why does
dude.
it have vertical hitboxes?
Because nobody's complained about nerfing him yet.
Alright. You slack.
Here you go.
Game's hard.
Hip.
Oh.
Ah!
Haha.
I was like, one of 2 things are going to happen.
Yeah. Can you not just use signatures?
No,
You-
that's the best part about Thatch. It's what makes him viable. Without his signatures, he would be bullocks.
Alright, he's broken. Go play Cassidy.
Okay.
Who am I playing?
Who are you playing? I don't know. Fuck. Why don't you play Terrace? That'll be a fun matchup. I'll either melt, or you'll melt, or hilarious things will happen. Are you playing in the 2v2 tournament with EXO?
Yes.
Okay.
It's at like 2 in the morning for him,
Oh
and he
shit.
has school at like 7 in the morning, so he said he's gonna do an all-nighter and hope the tournament doesn't go for like longer than 5 hours. We'll be like make it to the grand finals or whatever, and you know, he has to go on this 1v2.
Oh, I'm dead.
Wait.
Oh, SR SNES says he's gonna host me for 2 viewers.
Ooh.
Dude, I'm trying to get all pots.
Stand there and take it.
Woo! Cassidy! Oh my god, you're just gonna do that the whole time, aren't you?
Yep. Hey,
What? That's a thing.
supposed to just dodge after you do a signature. not do another signature.
What? This is 115, man. This is what we asked for.
Oh.
Oh, I'm dead.
Ah, get down.
It's too far away. Oh, let's see.
Oh,
Oh,
God.
You're bad.
Rude.
I know. I don't know why. I feel like it's my responsibility for you, EXO. Just you and EXO, because I feel like we're good friends. And you know, I remember saying long ago that one of the things that I do with my good friends is I insult them directly and frequently. Which I think you remember me saying that. That was a thing. I'm dead now.
Correct.
So it's my responsibility to give you crap to keep your ego in check. You know?
Makes sense.
All right. Well, clearly I can't make fun of you and play Cassidy at the same time.
I need Thatcher's SOP.
What? That's all right. All right. Pick your main, son. Let's do this. Let's do this.
Wait, your main's not rolling anymore?
No, it's been Bryn for the last 3.5 days.
Oh my god.
Since
You're like, alright, I got rank 1. Time to switch.
yeah, rolling's too easy.
Right?
Mm-hmm. Well, I gotta keep my skill level down.
Yeah.
That's what I gotta do.
It's a bad look for an old man to be the best player in the game.
It totally is. Alright, gotta be quiet this one.
What? Swinging. You know, I really, like, I've played a lot of Bodvar, I've played a lot of Sentinel. I tell zero difference between their hammer when they have both, or when Bodvar has 6 decks.
Oh my god.
Oh, oh, that was good.
That was tight. You like that,
That
right?
was tight. Hey. My unarmed is to jump around and ground pound.
I know. It's not that good. I'm dead. Oh! That's right, they nerfed it.
They did.
Swaggy AF!
Please die. No. Oh my god. Go away, Raiden.
What?
Just go away. Ooh, look at, what was that?
What? That was me forcing you to blow your
does
shit. That's my new edgeguard technique. It's called
Wow.
pressuring without attacking and forcing you to fuck it up. Did it a bunch the other night. It was really funny. When I went on my like no lost matches for an hour win streak. Were you here for that?
Come on, Lopez. Nope, I don't want your stream.
Yeah, you do.
Just die, there you go.
Hey, Psychofan13 now hosting me for one viewer. That's fantastic.
Oh, what was this angle?
Bum, ba-da-dum. Man.
That's my main.
Oh, that's so disappointing, Tybo. It's alright. You just have to work on your gaps. Like, just stop attacking every now and again. And then go back to it. That's all you have to do. GG.
I hate you.
I love you. Oh, and he's gone. No. Well, Tybo, at least you can always take to the fact that I have to start talking to win against you. All right. Pian or Plucker, yeah. Hopefully I get the opportunity to fight Tybo again tonight. I always love fighting Tybo because I can beat him for some reason most of the time. Don't know why. Alright, let's play Hattori. Alright, so here's the thing about Hattori. Hattori has some of the worst signatures in the game. However, because they are so bad, when people get hit by them, they feel like crap. And this is largely my whole mindset behind playing Hattori. Your goal with Hattori is not to win outright. Your goal with Hattori is to drive the other guy absolutely crazy with how freaking fast you are and how much you're just, you know, zipping around the map doing whatever you want. Between Sword and Spear, you have two of the best weapons in the game. Most of Hattori's signatures are unpunishable, so you can toss them out and do frame traps and the like as much as you want, and you can stick with opponents and you can chase after them using your floaty movement a lot more so than other characters because of the fact that you have such high move speed. Bandit, yes, you can totally get a key. You should be able to get one from Magma Bob. Alright, so this signature, really bad, don't use it. This signature is only good when you're predicting that they're going to dodge into you. This sword signature is one of my favorites because of how you can make it really ambiguous.